All right, welcome to the Bleed Maize and Blue podcast with your host, Brian and the U, covering all Michigan athletics from a fan's perspective. All right, Maggie, so this is our first podcast of the season.
It is.
We got a big season coming up here, Michigan football, and we also will cover the basketball season when it comes, maybe some recruiting.
Yep. Hopefully.
But as Michigan football's coming around here, coming around the corner, this is what we'll be mostly talking about.
Yep. And
right.
Really, we're just normal fans of Michigan.
Yep.
We're excited about the Harbaugh, and we're so excited that we just want to make a podcast about it.
Yeah. So this is our first episode. So cut us some slack here. We're just kind of, talking our thoughts upon the upcoming season here. Just
yeah, we're literally like almost two kids in a basement. So
yeah, pretty much
almost in a basement.
Yeah. All right. So today, we're going to talk today about our predictions on the season as it's coming up in 2 weeks.
For each game.
Yes. So we're going to go over each game. We'll also talk about our freshman MVP of the year. And then the most valuable player, like just overall, not freshman.
Yeah.
So we'll go over all that today. And I guess we should explain, this is going to be a weekly podcast.
Hopefully
we can keep up. Well, the nice thing is we can do a podcast about every game.
Yeah.
So that'll be nice.
We live fairly close to each other, so that helps.
We do.
Or we can just use...
Except when I go to school.
Yeah, that's true. But even then, we can figure it out.
I'm going to see Central Michigan student here. Big Michigan fan. And then we got Matt U over here. He's a U of M graduate.
Oh, yeah.
Proud. Yep, big man on campus.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Alright, so anyway, I guess want to get right into it. Just kind of go over every game. I'm going to write down our predictions at the end of this.
Yeah, you have to write it down so we can check it at the end.
Yep, and we will check it at the end. Alright, so Matt, first game.
Okay.
What?
Should we each have our own predictions? Or should we?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, not the same.
So Matt, I'm going to ask you first. We got Utah.
Yeah, Utah's pretty good. They won at Michigan last year.
Yep.
Most people remember, probably.
Yep.
Pretty ugly game. That was the game where it got rained out, is that right?
Yeah, and
it was a nightmare.
Did you go back in to the game after? I did.
Oh, you're one of few.
I was one of the few dedicated fans to go walk back into the stadium there, so.
Yeah. Well, that's impressive.
Thank you.
But yeah, Utah was pretty good last year. They should be pretty good again this year, I think.
I think so too.
It really will be hard to tell because it'll be the first game.
So I guess this, for starters, I guess the hard question here is win or loss, if you had to choose. Now take it as you're gambling here. This is you got money on the line. You have to choose win or loss.
Yeah, excuse me. I actually think they're going to win this game.
Matt, you as a dub.
Yep, I think that it's going to be a little slow on offense because it's the first game, but I think they have enough on defense, and they're going to figure it out enough for I think they'll pull it out.
All right, I like the prediction because I'm going to agree with you with the win. Utah is definitely a hard opponent, but I think it is away too, which is scary. It really is going to be a tough game, but I think Harbaugh comes in. I think he's going to have them pumped up to play, and I think it's going to be close, like literally like a 3-point game. They could very well easily lose, but I have to think that Harbaugh comes in with a win. I'm just, being optimistic.
It might just be optimism.
Okay.
We'll go with win.
All right, so week 1, we're going to say we start off with a win. All right, so we're moving on to week 2. Who we playing?
Oregon State.
Oregon State at home.
First home game.
First home game.
Yeah.
I believe it's a noon game, correct?
Yeah, I kind of like the noon games.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So we get up and go.
Yeah, right away there. Alright, so win or loss?
I think they win.
Okay.
I don't think Oregon State. I think they'll be okay. They're not quite as good this year, though. They have a new coach, right?
Yes.
Excuse me. Yeah, new coach. Wisconsin coach, right?
Yes.
Wisconsin.
Yep.
I think Michigan overall more talented. First home game. I think they'll win that game.
Okay.
That's my guess.
And I have to agree with you as well. With the new coach and just, I'm going to say because it's home. You know, I'm liking that first home game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now BYU?
Oh, I think we have one before that.
UNLV?
Yeah, UNLV.
Alright.
What? UNLV is not as bad like Eastern, but that's kind of like the
Yeah.
the easy game.
Yeah.
The buyback game.
This is a
Hopefully.
W. This is my for sure W.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're starting off at 3-0, both of us. Which seems pretty optimistic, but if they get past the Utah game, they can really get rolling.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think UNLV is going to be a problem. I think I read some ridiculous statistic, like they won like 2 games in their past, like 2 seasons or something.
Yeah, they're just never good.
Yeah. And I think they got a new head coach as well.
Oh, was that right?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Alright, so who's next?
Next BYU.
Yes.
So you're one more.
Alright.
Boy, that's tough. BYU is pretty good.
Yes. And they have a returning quarterback.
They do. That's right.
He was, I believe he had an injury. Didn't he break his leg last year?
Yeah, is that Hill?
Yeah.
Jason Hill? The guy who lit up Texas?
Yeah.
Like 500 yards?
Yeah. So he's supposed to be a stud, and he's going to be back.
Yeah. Boy, that's going to be a hard game.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like a homer and say they'll win every game.
Right.
So I'll say they lose this one.
Really?
You
You sure? I'm giving you one last chance.
No, change it. They're gonna win.
Yeah.
If we were at BYU, they might lose.
Okay.
But
so we got them at 4-0.
Yeah. This might end up them going 12-0. So likely, but we'll see.
All right. Who's next?
You have a win, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah.
Next is at Maryland.
At Maryland. This is a night game.
Yeah, Maryland beat Michigan last year.
Yeah.
A pretty ugly game.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Maryland?
Yep.
Yeah.
I
They'll be okay. It's at Maryland. It's hard to tell what they're doing on the road this year. They're so terrible on the road under Hoke.
Yeah.
But
it's just not the same.
yeah, I'm not sure Maryland has quite enough. So I'll say Michigan wins.
Okay. I agree with you there. Alright, so right now we're tied at all wins. We're 5-0 right now.
Okay.
Who's next?
Next is Northwestern.
It is at home.
Yeah, that's at home. Northwestern's always pretty good.
Yeah.
Not amazing, but they're always pretty solid.
Yeah. My thing is, I think, what's his name, Kane Coulter, quarterback? Was that?
Yeah.
Or was he gone a season ago?
I think he was there last year.
Okay.
I'm not sure he was there this year.
Exactly.
But at least the last few years, all Michigan's games from Northwestern have been close. Like last year's, obviously.
Yeah.
Took the Frank Clark sack to
save them. The moon game, right?
Yeah.
Or
And then the year before that was the the overtime games, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they had one in 2012 where it was Roundtree had that ridiculous catch.
Yeah.
It was totally absurd.
Yeah.
Just bounced around till they caught it.
Yeah.
Um,
Winning field goal, I think, right?
yeah. So Northwestern's always a hard game.
It is.
But it's hard to say they'll lose to Northwestern at home.
At home, if they're 5-0
And I'm not
at
sure.
this point.
I'm not sure Northwestern will be as good.
That's my reasoning why I'm going to put them at a loss. Because I just don't think they're going to be. I think this is a downing for them with the loss of the quarterback.
Yeah, just overall they don't seem quite as good.
Yeah.
But I think Michigan wins, but I think it's closer than you think.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Next game. Our second favorite game against Michigan State at home. Sparty game. So the last few haven't gone very well.
Yeah.
Last year, well, 2013 and 14. I had to play at State both years, which is down.
That's terrible.
But the last time they were at Michigan won.
Yeah. 2012, Gibbons long field goal. Kind of long.
Yeah. Michigan didn't even score a touchdown.
But
they still won.
Yeah, they won like 12-11.
Yeah, 12-10, I think.
12-10.
Yeah. So State is pretty good.
Very good.
They have
They're
their
ranked.
quarterback.
They're ranked number 6.
Yeah,
in the nation.
They got their quarterback.
Yep.
I think they have most of their defense.
Yeah.
Not all of it, but as they always have good defense.
Yeah, except Narpuzzi's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. Well, he was a dick. I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah. Terrible.
Yeah.
But I need another brew.
Okay. Yeah, this is a hard game.
Huge game.
Um,
It's gonna be Harbaugh's gonna fight.
Yeah, this will be the Michigan wins will be the best post game handshake ever.
Yeah.
I think it'll be like what Harbaugh did to Jim Schwartz when he's
exactly.
He just jumps and pats him on the back. And Schwartz kind of mad. He chased him out. It'll be something like that. Is my guess. If Michigan wins.
Yeah.
Boy, this is a hard game. I feel terrible, but I'll say Michigan does not win this game.
Okay. I can see why.
Yeah. As some foreshadowing, I think Michigan beats one of their rivals, but I don't think it'll be MSU.
You don't need no foreshadowing.
Okay.
They're gonna hear it.
Okay. Yeah, it's only like 5 minutes away. Okay.
Harbaugh wins this one.
You think so? Okay.
It's all Harbaugh.
It's all Harbaugh.
Not even the team. It's Harbaugh goes out there and wins.
Okay.
My thing, what he did with Stanford against USC. I think they were like 30-point underdogs, something ridiculous. You remember that? It was at USC.
Yeah, it was the same
against Pete Carroll.
I think it was at USC. It was the same year as the Michigan App State, and I think that year Stanford was a bigger underdog to USC than App State was to Michigan.
Really?
So that's a big deal.
Yeah, I remember it was just a ridiculous underdog, and he came in and there was a controversial. How you doing or something? He said to him, he's taunting him when he said, "You all right?"
Oh yeah.
He said, "You all right?"
Oh.
So yeah, I think no, I really. Seriously though, I think it's going to be close, but it's at home, and
yeah, it's true. It is at home.
We're due to beat them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just feeling it. They can't lose to them again. We can't.
Yeah. They're not. They'll still be pretty good. They might not be quite as good as last year though.
Yeah.
They'll be a tough game though.
Mhm.
So you're going with the win?
I'm going with the win. At that point, I got him at 6-0.
Okay.
Which is, he's laughing at me. So They win the first game at Utah. There's no reason why they can't go undefeated up until Michigan State, and then they get their upset. You can call it that, I guess. So I'll give them their upset. They beat Utah. Boom.
Yeah.
I could see that happening. All right. So after this, is it Minnesota next?
Yep. They have a bye week after MSU, and then they play at Minnesota on Halloween night. At Minnesota night game. That'll be kind of cool.
Yeah. This one's tough for me.
Yeah, Minnesota was good last year.
They were good last year.
I kind of like watching last year. They had that really good run. I think they lost the running back who killed Michigan when they came here. I think they have the quarterback still.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a good defense last year. So Minnesota's no joke, I don't think.
No, and it's at Minnesota, and that is a night game as well. Everyone likes to play Michigan and potentially beat Michigan at night.
Yeah, it's a few night games.
Yeah.
I think Maryland's at night too.
Yeah.
But at Minnesota, I think Minnesota's pretty good, but I think Michigan will win that.
Okay.
I think Minnesota, they'll be good. I don't think they'll be quite as good as they were last year. I think Michigan has enough. I think part of it too is the offense will get better. That's what happens with good coaches on good teams. The teams get better. Like OSU last year, they lost to Virginia Tech at the beginning. They got better.
Yeah.
I think Michigan got better through the season.
Yeah.
So I think some of those games they might lose at the beginning of the year, they'll be able to win as it gets later.
Okay, so just as a little side note here, at this point of the year, I gotta ask you, who will be starting at quarterback? I know we're gonna be talking about this later, but this is just something I'm curious. Who do you think? Do you think it's gonna be Rudak, or do you think it's gonna be Morris?
I think both will get some time in the early games.
Okay.
It's hard to tell now because we don't really know anything. But I'll make a guess. This might be surprising, but I'll say Morris.
Wow. Okay. I like it.
I know he wasn't good last year, but I don't think it was all his fault.
Oh, it wasn't. It was the line.
I think he's more physically talented. I think he might be starting to starting to get it.
He could throw the ball 80 yards.
Yeah, he's got a cannon.
Yeah. I could see it.
So I'll make a guess and I'll say Morris.
Okay. All right, and well, I guess we're feuding there, so we'll write that on the side. Matt's got Morris, and Bironni's got. It's terrible, Bironi.
I'll edit that out.
What'd you say?
We'll edit that out, because otherwise I'm going to call you that the rest of the podcast.
They can keep it.
Okay.
He's got Morris, and I got Rudak.
Yeah, and that's
understandable each way.
Yeah, Rudak was pretty good at Iowa.
All right, so we got a couple bets on the line there. All right. Anyways, back to Minnesota. I am going to put them at a loss here.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And it's kind of a weird reason, but Michigan has a tendency to lose one on their, let's just say, like good years, which we haven't had in a while, where they shouldn't have. The last one we had was Brady Hoke's 2011. Do you remember the team they lost to that they really shouldn't have? If you can recall.
Well, yeah, they lost to Iowa.
Yep, he's got it. Boom, Iowa.
Yeah, there's always a dumb game like that.
Always one dumb game, and this one's at night, so I'm gonna give this one their loss if they do beat Sparty coming in hot and everything.
Yeah.
So that's just why.
Right?
That's why I think so. No particular reason.
Yeah, that's always. I mean, even though it's Minnesota, it's still hard to go on the road for a night game.
Yep.
Even OSU last year. Remember, Penn State took them to overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Penn State wasn't good at all.
Yeah, Minnesota had them on the ropes as well. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just when you're going through the Big Ten, it's hard.
It is. All right. So far we both have them at one loss after 7 games. Right? 7.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So next
After Minnesota is Rutgers.
Rutgers.
Oh, that's after 8 games, excuse me.
Okay.
Rutgers is the 9th game.
Rutgers.
At
Rutgers. No.
At home.
At home.
Remember the terrible game at Rutgers last year?
Yeah. Let me just say that's not gonna happen with Harbaugh.
Yeah, that's the type of game where, like, if Harbaugh coached last year, they don't lose that game.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
Because that game's terrible. Like the Rutgers quarterback, like the game of his life, of course.
Yeah, like 600 yards, some BS.
Yeah. So I think they win that game.
Okay, I agree with you. It's Rutgers.
Michigan gets revenge against Rutgers.
Yeah. Oh my God, isn't that sad?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, but I think they win. Rutgers is...
All right, I agree. So at this point, we have them at 1 loss. All right.
1 loss through 9 games.
All right, who's after Rutgers?
After Rutgers is at Indiana.
Oh, stupid Indiana. Those poor guys.
Yeah, they always have a good offense.
Yeah, they do. They do.
It always seems like...
Tevin Coleman.
I think he's gone.
He's gone, but I'm just saying, like, let's just go.
They always have one of those, like, running backs who just gets, like, 1,700 yards every year.
Yep. Good quarterbacks. They run, like, the spread.
Yeah, that's kind of Indiana's thing. They have, like, a MAC-level defense and a good offense.
Yep. It's at Indiana, which I think I'm going to. You should come with.
Yeah, that's kind of it's a very small stadium. I've actually been there. But it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a fun little trip.
And it's not very far.
No, not. It was like, I think it was like 7 hours.
I'm sure it's easy to get tickets.
No problem to get tickets. I think that I'm going to go to that one this year. Planned.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
All right, Matthew's coming with.
Okay.
All right, so you got to win?
Mm-hmm.
He's got to win. I have a win as well. Okay.
Yeah, I think won't be a blowout though. I think Indiana puts up some points.
Okay.
But Michigan wins.
Yeah, I think it's going to be blowout.
Blowout, yeah.
But that's just me.
Okay.
Okay.
Penn
State?
Yeah. So, second to last game is at Penn State. So, before I make a prediction, how do you think the offense will be by then? Do you think it will gel? Do you think they'll be like more of a running team? It'll be pretty balanced. Will it have a lot of tight ends?
Yeah, that's
have a lot of catches. How do you think the offense will be by now?
Good question there. With when you ask if they're going to be more running or passing, or just how they're doing. I have to say I think they're going to be pretty balanced. I don't think it's going to be more running just based off of, the inconsistency that the running game has been in the last couple of years. I think it's going to be better. I think we're going to have a solid back to step up.
Yeah.
I think this is part of my thing with Rudock. I think his ability to get rid of the ball and, not throw 3 interceptions a game like we had with Gardner, even though I love Gardner.
Yeah.
Because he was just a great guy, great athlete. On a poor team.
Yeah, he didn't have a good line.
Yeah. I think he could have been so much better. But, I think just his ability to get rid of the ball, I think they're just going to be a balanced offense that is just going to, they're not going to be like flying down the field. But like you said, a lot of tight end catches. They're just going to get small yardages, just slowly move down the field. Nothing like... Ohio State, who's going to throw the bombs and do all their trick play, what they have going on right now.
Yeah, I think eventually Harbaugh wants to be like Stanford, where they run it more.
Oh, yeah.
Or just like Mahler's offensive line. I think this year, you're right, it'll be pretty balanced. I am excited about the running backs, though, because they have four pretty good Big Ten running backs, I think.
Yeah.
And they have sort of like Green and Smith, or Smith and Isaac, sort of the bigger backs.
Yeah, Isaac is 6'4".
Yeah, he's big.
And he's like, that's ridiculous for a running back.
And then Drake Johnson was there.
Yeah, which I feel that's just rough. I don't know how he's gonna, answer coming off his second torn ACL.
Yeah, he'll be their faster back though, so I bet he'll get some reps.
You think so?
Yeah. I think
Do you know when he's gonna be healthy?
No.
Yeah, I don't either.
I think early part of the season he'll be around.
Okay.
There. So I hope so, but they'll have plenty of options at running back.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, to answer that question, yeah, I think they're going to be a consistent offense. They're not going to be stellar, nothing exciting, especially when you look at our receivers.
Yeah, I think most of the year they're going to end the defense, and I think the defense will be good.
Yeah, I think the defense is going to be
We
awesome.
haven't even talked about Peppers.
Yeah, we're going to save a whole segment for Peppers.
Well, when we get to the Ohio game, I'm going to mention Peppers.
Wow, all right. So anyway, Penn State, win or loss?
At Penn State is hard. They have a really loud stadium. Oh, thank you. It'll probably be, oh god, it smells. It'll probably be at night too, right? Love the whiteout.
Oh yeah, they're going to have the whiteout.
Because they hate Michigan.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
that's okay. I think they lose. Sadly. I think
Okay.
they'll have another one of those dumb games. Where they, oh my god. I think Michigan,
Oh.
because I think Penn State's actually pretty good. They have a good defense, and I think it'll be a little too hard to win there. So I'll say Michigan gets its second loss.
All right.
Penn State.
Win for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, Penn State was hardly amazing last year.
year. But so, we beat them last year. We beat them. It was a night game, but
Yeah.
no, I think we win that one.
Yeah.
Which let me transition from that one. I'm putting them down as a win there to the big rivalry game, and I'm doing what do you call it? Foreshadowing. What did you say?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm doing some foreshadowing.
Okay.
No, that's not foreshadowing because that's current.
Oh, I have a question before I get to that.
Oh,
Who will be starting at quarterback for Ohio State for that game?
for Michigan?
For Ohio State.
Oh.
Barrett or
that's a great question.
Cardale Jones?
Oh, I
Or,
like how you said that.
oh, yeah.
Cardale.
How'd I say it?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Cardale Jones.
Oh, okay. Or no, I guess Miller's a wide receiver now. Braxton
Yeah,
Miller.
I heard that he was moving the receiver.
Um,
I'm gonna say Barrett,
yeah.
even though Cardale Jones won the the championship last year.
Yeah.
Which isn't that like sad to think that they are having quarterback? What should I say? How am I trying to say this? Their issue is deciding on who to play at quarterback. One who won the Big Ten championship, the Final Four game against Alabama, and then he won the national championship. And then you have Barrett, who went the whole season, and just killed it. Like his performance against Michigan State.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous for them to have that, issue of who they're actually going to start. So that must be nice. To answer your question, Barrett.
Yeah, I think it's Barrett too. He was really good regular season.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jones is good, but we'll be honest, they kind of pulled the Alabama game out of their butt.
Yeah, they did.
Parts of it.
Yeah. And I think Barrett is better like a dual threat. Cardale Jones is more he's huge, he's not like a
Yeah, he's like a
lineman out there. It's
like
ridiculous.
250 or something.
Yeah.
But my guess would be Barrett. That's my guess.
All right. Good question, and then we're moving on.
Oh, I have another question.
Yep.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Will LSU be undefeated going into this game?
Oh, another huge question from the Woo Master.
Here, I'll start.
Yeah.
Yes, they'll be undefeated. If you see
Yeah.
the schedule, It's at Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
And then they play Sparty at home, and that's about it. So
You didn't know Wisconsin?
I don't think so.
Okay.
We'll double check for the next podcast, but I think the
Alright.
schedule's not that hard. So I'll say they're undefeated going in.
Yes, and they could be in. I think on like ESPN, I was watching it the other day. They had a 25% chance of winning the championship or something like ridiculous. Like that's the thing when you think about that. That's a high percentage to win the whole thing. Like Michigan's percentage is like 0.1.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just it's wild. To answer your question, no.
You don't think so?
They have to lose.
Yeah, it's hard to go undefeated every year.
I can understand what you're saying from their point of view because he hasn't lost a game in his regular season yet at Ohio State. Urban Meyer has not lost a regular season game. Seriously.
Yeah. Well, at the Big Ten.
The championship game.
Yeah, the Big Ten. They lost to Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
That's not
right.
That's non-conference.
Yep. Big Ten. He hasn't lost a Big Ten game. Which
in
is
the regular season.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we won't talk about that anymore.
Yeah,
too annoying.
To.
But you'll say they lose the game. Yeah. There's always an upset or two.
Yeah.
Big Ten's not great.
I
It's
think
not terrible.
But yeah, like you said, I'll put them at the most one loss, if that.
Yeah, but yeah, at most they'll have one loss. I don't think.
So this will make here comes the big showdown. You know, at this point, I think Michigan will be playing Ohio State for the East Division.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. To go to the
Big Ten. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that because for me, I had us beating Michigan State, which I think, in my opinion, so I think it'll come down to this game to go to the Big Ten championship.
Okay.
But yeah, let's hear your opinion on it. What do you think?
Well,
You can go into detail for this one. This is the big game.
Yeah.
You know, go. Let's hear it.
OSU's very good.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna score. I don't think their defense is invincible though. I think Michigan will be able to put up some points. Not a lot. They have a chance. I think they're gonna have to get some points in other fashions.
Yeah.
And I think that's where Jabril Peppers comes in.
Oh.
And he has his Woodson moment.
Oh, the return.
I'm calling a kick return.
Wow. All right, I'm writing that
That's
down.
my bold prediction for the year.
Kick return from Peppers against the Buckeyes. I like it. So you're dub.
Well, you guess first, because I always guess first.
You're right. Well, I have them at one loss. And at the beginning of the season, or when it is the beginning of the season, I've been saying for the longest time that I don't think they're going to win both of their big rivalry games.
Yeah.
If they do, that'd be amazing. But I'm going to put this one as their loss. I think, and you know what, people are going to kill me, but I'd be happy to beat State and have two losses.
If they beat one rival, you can't say it was a bad year.
Yeah.
So first, I know it's Harbaugh. It's still the first year of the coach.
As much as I want them to win, I'm not saying they can't win, but I don't know. All I can say though is that can you imagine how fun that game is going to be? How loud it's going to be? How for Harbaugh against, it's and if Michigan does go at it like we said, with how many wins that we predicted, it'll be like the 10-year war again.
Yeah.
Between there's Bo and Woody. It'll be Urban and Jim Harbaugh, the Messiah.
Yeah.
Jesus in khakis.
Yeah, that's true.
It is.
So yeah, but you think they're gonna lose?
I think they're gonna lose. I think they could win.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what I'm saying.
I think that's about right.
Because you said we're gambling, so I'm not going to have them at 1 loss.
Okay. So that's 2 losses for the year for you.
2 losses for the regular season.
1 against OSU, that was Minnesota.
Yep.
Right? Okay, 10-2. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Matt, you has his pick on the board. I have a feeling it's a good one. I need another brew.
Okay.
How are you doing on yours?
For the record, that's Brian's 7th of this podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
3rd.
3rd, okay. So, probably really loud.
I know.
Okay. So I also think they'll be 10-2, but since I already had 2 losses on the notebook, I think they win.
Yes.
This game. This is the reason Harbaugh came back.
Oh, okay. Keep
After
going.
a decade of losing to them,
Mm-hmm.
seeing Urban Meyer and OSU do so well, Michigan do poorly, against the team he guaranteed to win against.
Yeah.
This is what he lives for.
Yes.
He's going to be so ready for this game.
Oh,
Michigan's
no.
going to be so ready for this game. It's going to be so loud.
Yes.
I think it's going to be really close. It's going to be like that 2011 game.
Yeah.
Where it's right down the wire.
Yep, keep it coming. I'm 11. This is
But
music to my ears.
And it's going to take some luck. But I think they're going to pull it out.
Okay.
And I think Michigan's going to win, and they're going to storm the fields.
Okay.
There's going to be 20,000 people on the field at Michigan Stadium.
All right. No.
On November 28th.
Question. On that beautiful November 28th, Thanksgiving Day. Well, not really, but right by it.
Yeah.
Will Michigan advance to the Big Ten championship game when they beat them?
Well,
But you had them undefeated, so I guess technically.
well, yeah. It's hard to. By that point, I would have Michigan at 2 conference losses.
But you had 2 conference.
What?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
And but I don't know. We haven't predicted Michigan State's record. I don't like if Michigan State beats Ohio State. That'll throw a wrench into it. But we're assuming OSU beats them. So I'll say Michigan beats them, but OSU still goes to the title game.
Okay.
The Big Ten title game.
Okay.
But I think their playoff hopes go out the window.
I like it. That's a happy ending.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe out of some luck, I guess to kind of recap the schedule here. We both have 2 losses. Matt has his loss to Michigan State and Penn State. I have my losses to the night game at Minnesota and Ohio. His bold prediction of the season is Jabril Peppers kick return, Woodson style, Howard style, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I need your bold prediction. Before any game.
Jeez, bold prediction.
Really anything. Just anything that you think is...
Anything that could happen here?
That could happen, but might be maybe not everyone's thinking about. Or
You really want it? I just thought of my bold prediction.
Yeah.
You're going to love it, too.
Oh, okay.
You're going to absolutely love it. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Jabril Peppers, pick 6 against Utah.
Oh, I
to
like
start
that.
us off.
I like that.
So I'll put it right there on the first one.
Yeah.
Jay Breezy, pick 6 against Utah. So that's not something that I just thought of right there. I actually have thought that before. I just have to say that. This is going to happen. He's going to get a pick against Utah.
Okay.
6.
I believe that.
Possible.
Yeah.
So that's my bold prediction. I mean, they're both pretty bold. And they both involve Jabril Peppers. But, yeah, so that's the season. And I guess I can say that hopefully, you know, we can end up in the Big Ten championship game. Maybe things will go well enough where we get some luck from, maybe an upset against someone else, against Michigan State or Ohio.
Yeah, and I think the East Division is Big Ten is stacked, but the West is not.
It's definitely not.
Wisconsin lost their coach. Nebraska has a new coach.
Yep.
Iowa's always iffy.
Yeah.
We talked about Minnesota.
Yeah. They're just,
What else there? Purdue is not usually good.
Wisconsin, do you say them?
Yeah, they're always okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think the West is Illinois. No.
Yeah.
Well, no.
No. It's bad.
The West just isn't as good as the East.
Yeah.
At least this year, I don't think. So.
Right.
So I think whoever wins the East will have a pretty good chance of winning the Big Ten.
Yeah. Agreed. So yeah, that's all I just hope. Maybe we'll get some luck. Maybe Ohio State will get upset. I think what it comes down to is we have to win one of the rival games. And you know that for a fact.
Yeah.
So if we win one of the rival games, I think we'll have a shot. And to say that Harbaugh, comes in his first year and does that, I think this team has a lot of talent. I think they have a lot of seniority. I think the line's going to come together. I think the special teams is going to be special with Baxter.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
Yeah, I think the defense is going to be really good. That's my guess.
I couldn't agree anymore.
I think losing Monet didn't help. But I think they still have a deep defensive line. They have a lot of, 3 or 4 seniors at linebacker.
Yeah.
We're all pretty good. And I think they have a really good secondary. I know Peppers, he's going to be good, but I really thought Jordan Lewis was good last year.
Yeah, no
He's
doubt.
going to be their lockdown.
Yep, and you got Wayne's, Lions.
Yeah, the Stanford transfer. He can play second corner.
Yeah.
Or the official term, I don't know what that is. And then even at safety, Gerard Wilson's pretty good.
Yes.
So I think they'll have a good secondary. I think they'll have a really good defensive line.
Yeah, their defense, they're going to be stellar.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I think we need to hope that offense is enough to get them by, Seriously, that's what it's going to be. It can't be, they're not going to be great. I don't think. You never know, but I think the defense really has the potential to be just, awesome. Really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's our take on the upcoming season there. We'll kind of, recap that. I guess real quick here, we're going to go over our freshmen and overall MVPs. So, Matt, to start us off, freshman MVP.
Freshman MVP. So I think there's going to be a few freshmen that contribute.
Yeah.
But my guess will be Brian Cole, the freshman running back / slot receiver. I'm not sure exactly what he'll play.
Yeah, he came in.
But he was super athletic coming out of high school.
Yeah.
One of the best athletes, certainly in the state, probably in the Midwest. I think he's going to provide a little, especially since they lost Norfleet.
Yeah.
I think he's going to provide a little spark for the offense.
Yeah.
So my guess will be Brian Cole. But I think other freshmen will contribute.
I think so too. But yeah, I agree with you, honestly.
Okay.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, we both went to that spring game there, and when you look at all of our other receivers, he's going to be right up there with them, as he's going to be right up in the starting lineup, I think.
Yeah, and I think other receivers will play. I think the other receiver, Grant Perry, I think he'll get snaps.
Yeah.
I think Tyrone Wheatley Jr.
Did you hear the news about that?
Oh, he might be out a few weeks.
Yeah.
But
a few weeks, is it?
Yeah, but I think he'll get some snaps.
Okay. I was scared about that. I thought he had a serious injury.
I think he's fine.
It's Twitter rumors. Excuse me.
I think Shelton Johnson on defense, he'll get some snaps. But I think my guess is Brian Cole still.
Okay, and we both agree on that. And I think maybe can agree on the next one.
Well, you go first with this one.
Okay. And this one's really tough for me because...
Yeah, I think you can pick a few guys, and we'll never know because it's hard to guess.
Alright, now it's weird to say that, like, to choose a guy that has never really played before to be the MVP.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not going to.
Okay.
Because, man, that's tough because everyone's hyping Jabril Peppers up so much, you know? Like, it's, like, ridiculous. The guy hasn't really... He's played a couple games, but he didn't get to go through a season. And I think I cannot wait to see him play. And maybe he will be just that good. But my MVP of the year, and I'm saying it, is going to be Rudock at quarterback.
Okay.
I think he's going to be, you know, the spark on team. He's going to be a leader. He's a fifth-year senior, and he's going to come out there and make smart decisions, and I think the team's just going to mold around him. Mm-hmm. And that's what they need on offense, because when is the last time we've had a quarterback? You know, God bless Denard, but... you know, like, seriously. So that's my thing there. Ooh, Matt, you.
Last time we had quarterbacks.
Did you get your binky on the beer?
No.
Okay.
What's that mean?
Nothing. Alright.
Okay.
Oh, he didn't like it.
Well, I'm going to ask you about that afterwards. I don't know what that means.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, that's mine.
Oh, shoot.
Rudock.
Rudock, okay.
Alright.
Yeah, maybe he just keeps the offense moving.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was pretty good at Iowa. So
he was.
So, my MVP pick.
I'm excited to hear this one. I really am.
So, I think there's a few guys who could get it, but I'll make a guess. And I don't think it's on offense. I'll say defense.
Okay.
My guess will be Willie Henry.
Wow.
Offensive line.
I like it.
I think he's a monster in the middle.
Yeah.
Super strong. I think he's going to anchor that D-line. Anchor the defense with Peppers. He's only sophomore last year. He's a junior this year. I think he's going to be really good. He's going to stuff the run. So my guess would be Willie Henry.
I like that.
And I think he'll be on his way to being first round NFL draft pick in either this year or next year. I think he's really good.
Okay. And you guys all remember that coming from Matt, you. And I agree. I think he's a big presence down there, and he can really make a difference.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. So yeah, that's that. And so we got. I think we're gonna come on here next week, and we're gonna go over. And this will be 1 week until, you know, the first game on that Thursday. So we'll try to do it. Yeah, I know.
It still doesn't seem like it. Still seems like it's a long time away.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
So I'll be back up at CMU for my last semester.
Okay.
And Matthew's done. He's a scholar.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll both be at the games. So.
Yeah, we will be. Yeah, I'll be coming down for sure. But yeah, so we'll do it next week, and then I think we'll go over the position groups, kind of, you know, expected starters at Utah.
We'll go more into, like, we didn't really talk about the team specifically.
Yeah, today we just kind of went over our predictions.
We just really wanted to do predictions.
Yeah, we've been
talking about it for like a month.
Yeah.
So next week we'll get more into the team, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll go in depth we'll go in depth about who we think is going to start, you know, coming out, and which will be interesting because for the Utah game we have no idea, you know. They're submarining right now, Harbaugh and his team.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're going to just lay it out for you, and hopefully it's close.
Yeah, maybe.
But that's the fun of it.
Yeah, maybe before the first game we'll do some research on Utah. So we have more to talk about for that game.
Yeah, we can kind of go over, like, their schemes they're going to run and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, so maybe we'll do that.
Okay. Cool, so yeah, that's that. And So we'll be back on next week. I hope you guys enjoyed our first podcast. Yeah, that'll do it. And Matt, you go blue.
Yep, go blue. I'll see you next week.